You're beautiful. Thank you.
All right.
Giving compliments like that.
You got it. You got it. Yeah, like minds,
Super like mine.
like minds might combine maybe the right rhyme. So let's do it.
Oh,
So look, I want to start off with a quick exercise where, you're like it's a little bit of introducing yourself, like we were just doing, but in bars in a verse. And I also want to add in there, I want you guys to add in something that you dream of doing, having, or being, as well as something that you're afraid of doing, having, or being.
So I see world peace through inner peace every time I daydream. It seems I have to have access to my better than best self to even handle the stress, chaos, and corruption of the world I'm seeking to change, like a peace-seeking missile blasting daily, afraid of losing myself, my energy to too much distraction, afraid of losing my dad too soon to health issues and bad food, afraid of ever becoming the villain to my own superhero story. But I know courage is walking through fears, not just the absence of them. So I'm shooting metaphors into my veins, making sure I can adapt like a screenplay.
Yeah.
I really like the part where he was saying how he feared losing his dad too soon from the bad food. I mean, I can relate to that. You know, food world order out here.
Am I correct in seeing that there was like two themes kind of going there? There was a lot of you were like talking about courage, you were talking about missiles, you were talking about under fire, you were actually like had a whole like war theme going on within it.
Kiyoshi the Prolific, I've been known to spit, flowing like a wizard while I explore on trips. Cali to Michigan, I've been born to rip, poetically stretch my lyrics like a contortionist. I fear failure and losing. Sometimes I get in the head, caught up in uncertainty, afraid to live on the edge. Abundant wealth, contrary to living in debt. Marching in happiness, taking infinite steps. Cali to Michigan, leading others to inspire. Blessed while many sisters and brothers are getting fired. COVID-19 got us suffering and so tired. Plummeting desires, applying to companies for hire. Letting my form build, motivated by Rhymecology and Sean Hill. Spitting these songs real, unleashing orange flames like Ali and the Jose. Extreme by any means, lyrically supreme with these sword blades. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it.
I like the part about COVID-19 and how you the bars you had about applying for jobs during COVID.
Brothers getting fired.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Well, first, let me just observe something real quick. I got to thank you again, Jeff, because I feel the spirit among the people you brought together here. Because for Kiyoshi to say what he's saying, for Sean to say what he said so far, just what we've done so far, expresses a courage to show vulnerability. And that's not something that is popular in the main culture that we're from, but it is popular among artists and writers who are courageous.
So then I said, I dream of being debt-free and building a cabin and a barn with the gym, because that's really my passion. When I visualize it, I'm actually feeling it happen, building habits that are healing through action. I'm afraid of not even having dreams, not seeing my family again, or being tracked by a vaccine. But back to the caffeine, extracted from canteens, trapped in my head, wondering what man means.
Nice, man.
He said building the cabin because that's really my passion. Like
Yeah.
I mean, anytime with breath control, by the way, like that breath control, like anytime I see that in an artist where I'm just like, wait, am I breathing right now? Yo, how is he doing this? How is he doing this? That definitely could tell. You and Jeff be hanging out a lot. I can tell. Rhyme addicts. I can tell.
Jose, tell us your piece.
All right. When my eyes close, I pray I stay alert, awake for those caught in the herd. Rest and sleep, luxuries and pleasures beyond measure. I dream my life a treasure to others so my oxygen may impact the earth. The closest thing I fear to be is less than my worth, to be less than the one version of me meant for the planet. With fear at my heels, I summon courage and command it to be my shield in the midst of the chaos, which we all must rise to. and earn the payoff. Sorry.
Mm.
I'm trying to read my words.
Nice, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, first, the internal rhyme you dropped in the first 2 bars, like we knew you were going to be bringing something entertaining to listen to by having that you had the close and close and chose or something internally before the end rhyme just in the first 2 bars. So thank you.
Yeah.
Dang.
Thank you.
Love it.
And for me personally, what I felt the most was the concept of fearing unfulfilled potential.
So I said, I'm Jeff, but today call me Jay Walker. I got fears of being called a fake author. I went from a straight player to a great father. Now I dream to bring rhymecology to the masses, where people follow me like Scientology and teach classes, where people will learn to express, discover, and create. But today I'm writing with nothing less than my brothers, and it's great. But the fear creeps in that I'm not good enough, not hood enough, that my negative ego could just bluff and blow me down a wormhole of self-sabotage. I'm fighting that off because I'm a fan of God and the blessings that the universe has given me. Pay attention to the signs on who I should really be. I got you 4 here today? Shit, you gotta be kidding me. I love how we're here today being vulnerable and honest. And we're gonna do this again, my friends, that I promise.
Yeah.
This guy.
This guy.
So,
Wow.
Yeah, man. I love, dude, your rhyming, bro. It's like, that's why you're the rhymecologist. You know, the Jay Walker, fake author, whatever you said is like,
Great father.
again, great father, you know.
and to because we know there's people who want to tell you you're not good enough because they don't think they're good enough. They want you to join their ranks.
I also liked where you feared getting blown down the wormhole, and then you brought it back later on with the universe reference. And as long as you're present, like, you could never be a fake author. That is your interpretation of the ether, right there.
Come on.
Ali said, that's your interpretation of the ether. Sean, you write the next line to that. Kiyoshi, whatever Sean says you're gonna follow up to his line.
All right.
And we're gonna go down the line like that.
The multilingual speaking, helpful wisdom through speakers.
Intergalactic divinity taught by gifted poetic teachers.
Beware the enemy severs our limbs so the messages don't reach us.
But the introspection of life's lessons are what will teach us.
But the intention of the message is the blessed future.
Ooh.
Nice.
The intention of the message.
The message.
So you're right. You're matching my internals.
I'm matching your internals.
I think Sean just said something about that sounded pretty dope. Why don't we say language has an economy?
Vanquishing can't-do attitude via verbal astronomy.
Ravishing man's rude back at you. I work off autonomy.
Traveling paths, truth connected like words with apostrophes.
Any journey, balance our debt with self-love as an apology.
You gotta respect universal equality in order to get in check with your harmony.
That was good. That was a good
Thanks.
reading.
Thanks, man.
It's not an easy read.
No.
I can tell already it's not an easy read.
Yeah, not an easy one.
Jose, let's hear your take.
Language has an economy. Vanquishing can't-do attitudes through verbal astronomy. Ravishing man's rude back at you. I work off autonomy. Traveling paths, truths connected like words with apostrophes. Any journey, balance our debt with self-love as an apology. You got to respect universal equality in order to get in check with your harmony.
Woo! That was
a great reading.
Great, man.
That was a great reading.
I was gonna do words out of a hat.
Yo, let's do it. You made me one.
So
Take 4. I'll take number 4.
okay, 4. You got subliminal messages.
Come on now.
Number
2.
2, uniqueness.
Unique.
3.
3, inspiration.
1.
1, failure. just the prompt. Like what comes to your mind? What do you feel when you see this word? Like basically what do you feel? It's just a prompt.
All right. My word was inspiration. So this is what I got. Inspiring. I'm seeing what I'm desiring, timing, acquiring what I'm admiring, boxed in, a mind that's in confining, thoughts win, designed for realignment, noble, so full of what is hopeful, go global, but only social on a mobile. In total, the screens of fascination, proposals that dream of validation, coastal, where they need evacuation, I'm local, where they keep imagination.
Ridiculous.
Love it,
Literally ridiculous.
My mind wants to go. It's like loving it because I'm going here and there, like the content, but then like, oh yeah, he did that. But like,
but Ali, just the rhythmic delivery, and you know your words have value to you, man. That comes across. It just seeps out of your pores. So, you know, on failure. Grasping for goals, out of touch inches, pulling perspiration, frustrated fist clenches, denied and determined, simultaneous dimensions, divide my mind to fall for false images. The approach appears to be further away, denoting fears and distance visibly displayed. The seat of dismay prepares us to play. When our numbers are called, pass the ball this way. The trials of denial, illusions urging us to quit. The failure is not in our way, it's our way in.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's not failure if you're embracing it as a learning tool, right? It's yeah, that was on point. And it stuck up on me. I was hanging on to all these other metaphors you're throwing at me. And then I'm like, wait, what did he just say? This
very poetic, and it's like a calming masculine voice, but uniqueness, true meanness, cool genius, bloom dreams with perfume sweetness. This is my uniqueness. Absolved from guilt, my personal attributes redefine greatness, sacred and expansive. Indigo child with lyrical style, individual brown Marshallese and Negro and proud. Hip hopping through back alleyways of oppression, testing mics dressed in white, tan complexion, bright, intelligent life. Hear my lion roar. Prowess uncanny, reconfiguring stereotypes, cherishing sights unlike the type KKK America likes. Commanding crowds like Moses on mountaintops, coaching and freestyling chops, verbal fountain drops, Roman heaven stomping grounds. This is my uniqueness. True meanness, cool genius, bloom dreams with perfume sweetness. This is my uniqueness. Michigan raised, San Diego West Side, supernova soldier, flexing my power like legs in yoga, with more range than a rover, black and Pacific Islander with Japanese name unknown to the culture. Scavenging culture, scavenging vultures cease to exist in my presence. I relish in excellence, a testament, stomping like elephants, testifying my unique etiquette, linguistic settlements with no embarrassments. I am uniqueness, metaphoric and metaphysic, prehistoric and forever gifted. And that's where it ended. As I'm sending you this message, this
Wait a minute, man. Come on.
I like how you had like a little hook in there.
Right.
My genius. This is meanness. The sweetness.
But that was just brilliantly beautiful, man. You had the blood of the griots in your veins, man. That was real powerful to be doing that in less than 10 minutes to write something tremendous like that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Ancestral language you're speaking right there, man.
I wasn't gonna go in on a rhyme scheme, but my topic was COVID-19. I want to get my mind clean because it seems like we're following this blind scheme, daily being pulled in different directions, not sure of people's specific intentions. Who stands to gain from this plan of pain? Who's the puppet master in this random game? I just can't mask my feelings anymore. The way politicians are dealing with the poor, it's different from those up in the mansions. I'm specific with flows because I'm standing in the middle of the chaos. Do the numbers make sense? I say not. The president is maskless as he plays golf while Fauci and Gates line up for their payoff. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. You know, on a content level, like it's dope. It made sense. The rhyme schemes, the bars were on it. Yeah, man, just great. I love how you just piece those words together so easily within 10 minutes.
I really like when you said we're being pulled in different directions, but I don't know what their specific intentions.
Yeah.
And Jeff, you know, you have the educator in you, man, because you're just the lines you brought up. You're leaving us with, one of my mentors said, it's not about who has the answer, it's who has the best question.
Oh,
And
peace of mind is no substitute teacher. Too easy to get triggered, trigonometry we haven't figured. But what's it going to take for us to grab a seat in this class? Have we got the subtext yet of how more messed up this can get? Like we feeling laced up in a white jacket with sleeves long enough to fit and wrap around our necks. Forget a Confederate statue. Look at it if that's what you want to see. But in return, will you stop hanging us from trees? Do we gotta say please? We already tried pretty with taking a knee. Riots are ugly, but you still say geez. Why they so violent? Acting like for 400 years as if we've always been silent. So it seems really clear. The subliminal messages have been sent. You either want to get it or you don't. You either respect us or you won't. So let's figure it out. This won't end until you do. The inner work is inescapable. Unity can't work without you. I'm already set to love you regardless because racism isn't you. We aren't trying to take over or take anything from you. We only want to add, no minus. You're beautiful. Remember, your ignorance isn't you. Our ignorance isn't us.
Wow.
Yeah, that you started off with that first line, man. Inner peace or peace of mind is not a substitute teacher. It's something along the line.
Yeah.
You already started off like, woo! I knew after that it was gonna be fire, which it was.
And then he continued on with the what does it take for us to get a seat in this class?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what is it? That was deep.
Triggered, trigonometry.
Figured.
Trigger.
And then, and of course, the use of the you, you know.
Right. You and unity.
There's no, there's no unity without you, you know.
Right.
Then he brought it back to, you know, be beautiful, you know.
Right.
And then all the different uses of the you.
Right.
And the you and us. Yeah, a lot of yous. You're right. And he said, I love you, man. All those.
Mm-hmm.
We're not trying to take anything from you.
So something like that.
All right, so I'm gonna just put this out here. I'm gonna put it in snowboarding terms. A lot of times when you get to the point where you're first starting out snowboarding, you need a lesson. But after you're able to already snowboard, sometimes when you go to a new mountain, you get a lesson just so that you can ride with someone else down different trails that you didn't know were there. So that's kind of what this was kind of like when you already can snowboard, but you still take a lesson because there's different trails that you didn't know about that you also wanted to ride. So I felt like this was like, you know, rhyming. I know how to snowboard. I know how to rhyme. But like this also, you know, I got a lesson so that I could go down some other trails that I didn't know were on the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Rhymecology.
Okay, you know what? I'll say this. Jeff Walker, Rhymecology. This man, I'd say half an experience of any great workshop is not only the person facilitating it, but then also you get to see and experience other minds at work within that workshop as well. And whether it's one-on-one or in a group space, I'd say a workshop with you, man, is like being supported, being nurtured, and at the same time, having a healthy challenge that I could even push myself with, you know what I mean? And this shirt, man, when I wear this shirt, this Write Better Rhymes, some people think I'm talking to other people. I'm like, nah, this is for me. Like, I want to write better rhymes. You know what I mean? I want to get better at that. And I know with the kind of support you give and the kind of knowledge you have, man, it's indispensable. It's the kind of knowledge of hip hop that, not just hip hop, but just in general of rhymes, right? But hip hop especially, the kind of knowledge you have and the kind of experience you have and the kind of names that you could connect in hip hop to the rhyme schemes of what we're talking about, and to the any kind of tool or device within poetry and rhyming. It's absolutely essential, I think, for people to experience what you have to offer. I'd say that. Absolutely.
Ah, beautiful.
That was dope.
That's a poem in itself.
Well, Jeff, I'll say, Jeff Walker first. Thank you, Jeff, for inviting me and bringing us all together. And I would say, Jeff demonstrates and exemplifies the ambition, the determination, the support for being a great leader and instructor and guide through studying the science of words and literature, which is rhymecology, and how the different levels of rhyme can work, and that it's a never-ending, infinite path of learning. And so the master rhymers who are, deceased now, there's still levels beyond their levels, which are beautiful. But the true beauty is that we're never done creating. And that's, exemplified through this call, through this workshop alone, but also supported through Jeff's literature, his work that he does, for classrooms, for students when he's not present. So, I would just say, as far as rhymecology goes, this has just been the study in action, the observation in action, the practice in action. And I think that's powerful, because it proves that, as good as somebody may be, to piggyback off of what Ali said, there's still way more to navigate. And even the greatest guides and shepherds don't know all the mountain paths and all the safe and dangerous terrain, but they still have the courage to lead. And that's what you did, Jeff. That's what you did today.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Wow. I feel honored to know you even more now. Like, wow. It is something special to be able to hold space for someone. Because as much talent that exists in this world, sometimes it doesn't get out. It never gets nurtured. It never gets told that it's even talent. You know what I mean? So it's genuinely a life-saving tool and workshop to even encourage people to know if they have talent.
And that's right.
To encourage themselves to even use their talent, to use their voice, right? And to have a fun time doing it with making some rhymes up. Come on.
Right.